So if this weren't in repeat and I wanted it in repeat, right now it's at 6.31. So that's like the repeat I would want it. So then I would make my canvas a little bigger. So like maybe double, so like 12. So if I want to step it in the width. And so right now it's a square, so I could make it a half drop. And since we have partial elephants going on, I mean, you could use a whole elephant. And say if I wanted this elephant, I mean, I could take this whole side. If I wanted to take this whole left side, select what you want to move, or if it's on a layer, you can do it by layers. So like if each elephant were on a different layer and each flower were on a layer, you could do each layer. So since this is all flattened out, I'm just going to step this like this. So I'm going to go filter, and you need to know like what your resolution is. So if your resolution is 300, because it does it by pixels.
Okay.
So, you know, we work in 300. So we're going to do filter, other, offset. Now this is in pixels, so I take my calculator. I know I want 6.31, so I'll do 6.31 times 300. That's 1893. So I want to go to the right, 1893. And, let's see, hang on. Can I move it? Hang on. So that it's moved. And then half of that, because it's, you know, it's a square, 6.31. So you would do the same thing for the height. So if your height was different, if your height was 8.4, you would multiply that by 300 and divide it by 2.
Okay.
And that would be your half drop.
Okay.
Since it's 6.31 times 300 divided by 2, it's 946.5. So we just do 946. I don't think it'll do 0.5. Wait, no, it won't do a half a pixel. 946. It makes sense.
Okay.
And then you want to make sure it says wrap around. And then say OK. And then you would just fix your join. So like you would get the other half of the elephant, whatever your other half, and put it, you know, fix it to where it's a whole elephant. I'm not zooming in close to make sure it's right on the money, but you get the idea.
Okay, yeah. Oh, this is nice.
So filter, other, offset.
Okay.
That's Photoshop.
Okay.
That's how I would do that, to be very precise. Filter, other, offset. Now, so I'm going to do, I'll just make my canvas size, well, I mean, you don't have to make your canvas size bigger. Since they're on a layer, you can just move them over. And then if I wanted to, I'd zoom up like you do, and then duplicate. You know how to duplicate a layer, right, with your keyboard? Control Alt, and it changes like from move, because you can just move with the move tool, right? So Control Alt does the duplicate, so it'll duplicate the layer. Okay, so I'm looking at my X and Y. See my info palette? See my X and Y? So if I hold my shift key down, it will make it square. So it won't go down. It'll just stay straight. So I'm going to look at my X and Y. See right now it's at 2.6, 2.7. So I'm going to go over till I get to 6. Well, it's not going to let me. My info palette. I'm going to hold it down till I get to where I want my repeat to be. 6.31. See it? 6.31.
Okay.
And then let go. Alright. Then you can take those two layers, you can highlight them together and duplicate them down and do the same thing. So I'll make my canvas size a little bigger and duplicate them down. Same thing, holding my shift key down. And until I get Control Alt, that duplicates what I've got selected. So it's duplicating and it's holding it straight down so it doesn't shift.
Are you in Photoshop?
Yeah. 6.31. See it?
Yes.
See,
Yes.
6.31 down in the Y. Let go. Now, you've got all these layers, but that is a square. Okay?
Okay.
You can do the same thing for your half. Or you can take your right side, right? These two that are your right side, and then move them down to 3 point,
It's half of that.
right? So I'm just gonna hold my shift key down. I'm not gonna duplicate it because it's already there.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna move it down to 3 point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One whatever, 157. It's pretty close probably. So that's your half.
Cool.
And then you just take your marquee and do a fixed size of your repeat. And oh, come on, what are you doing?
Oh, do that again?
Yeah, what was that?
It goofed up. But I just did a marquee and changed it to fixed size and made it 6.31
Oh.
by 6.31, whatever your repeat size is. And then you just tap and it makes it perfect.
So you make a marquee that includes all of the layers. Is that why you do the marquee?
No, she's doing the
I'm gonna
marquee
crop
to
it.
create where
You can crop
her
it or you can pull
square
guides.
size is.
You can pull guides in to
Oh,
on it.
See, that's what we do.
so you can see your repeat, but you're gonna crop it in the middle. You're gonna crop it
We
like in the
usually
middle because
do
you're gonna fix,
8.41.
but you're gonna fix everything in the middle, and then crop the middle out.
Okay, and then move that.
I mean, you can take this guy, and he's gonna come down here, and he'll be down outside of your crop area, but
Right.
he'll be, you're gonna crop the center. You just got to make sure, because if you come back over, watch. If I come back over here and try to crop from the left, it could miss some stuff. You could get
Right,
outside
right,
of your
right.
repeat and not be right. So always crop in the middle.
Okay.
Videotaping? Just don't have to take notes.
So that's Photoshop. Illustrator.
All right, Illustrator. So you set your document size in the artboard, and it's on 6.31 by 6.31. So whatever repeat size you want.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm gonna just put a flower in the corner somewhere or whatever, and I'm gonna step it, transform. I'm gonna move, and this works at inches.
Transform. Move. That is nice.
Okay, so
Go slow.
6.31 to the right. Right? By 3.15. And it goes up. So if you want it to go down, just put a negative. And see it moved it?
Wow.
So but I want to keep it where I had it. So I'm gonna say copy.
Okay.
Okay, and then so that's your half, and then you still have to do your you have to go down too. Move, and so I'm just going to do 0 minus 6.31, and it moved it down, and I'm going to hit copy. So now this is in a half drop. Those brown flowers are in a half drop.
Okay.
And you just do that. I mean, you can start out with one motif and block it in, or you can just do a little toss and move some stuff around and fix it however you think. You want it to look first, and then you can. I like to put my background on a separate layer. I like working in layers. I think Mary Beth likes putting everything together and then just dropping it down.
No layers in Illustrator.
But
My background.
And for us, our repeats would be more just one layer, probably, most of the time, because it's like, a scene or something. So we would just take that whole little area and move it around.
Yeah. So I would lock my background, and then you can highlight. Looks like there's a these and move them. 6.31 and negative 3.16 or 15 or whatever it is, whatever the half is. Copy. I had something else out here. Get out of there. Oop. And then you can take these that are way outside, you can move them back up and not copy them.
I never sick of looking at a repeat. The repeats are bad.
So then they go back up. So you just say OK instead of copy. So it just moves them.
No.
Okay.
So you can just do your top and bottom and fill in some more flowers. But Illustrator works at inches, which is really nice. You don't have to use your
Yeah.
calculator.
That is nice. And then after you did this, if you wanted to go back in Photoshop to
Now,
fix some of the art, you just open it
mhm.
in Photoshop.
Mhm.
Great.
Yeah, and whatever your document size is, that's what it's going to import into Photoshop. It's not going to bring in all this extra.
So you'd make the doc bigger and then